Hello, ladies and gentlemen, constituents in Connecticut, my fellow citizens in Connecticut and throughout the United States, and my fellow business leaders. This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. We've been open for business for 13 years, assisting companies in consultation in the quality and manufacturing arena. We have over 40 plus years of experience in aerospace, medical implants, medical materials, printing and plastic distribution, where we dealt with every industry under the sun. We also run a registration company, GPMC LLC, assisting companies in the implementation and certification of ISO standards, International Organization of Standards, whether it's ISO and or AS for aerospace and everything in between, all the derivatives. Today, this video is about Connecticut reps demand FAA probe from Alaska Air737 MAX near catastrophe, Boeing FAA regulator. Now, I contacted Miss Tammy Duckworth out of Illinois. I have also contacted many of the representatives who have come over into my facility here, into my studio, so to speak, because I'm going to show you this. I contacted Mr. Graves, and his aide said, Mr. Guberman, you're going to have to go back to your senators and Congress people. They're the ones to handle it. Just let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, we pay our taxes, so they should be a little bit more receptive than to push me off. So we got in touch with this guy, okay? Transportation Infrastructure. We got in touch with Garrett Graves, a subcommittee on aviation. Also, we got in touch with Rick Larson, and they all gave me the same line of crap. So let me introduce you to some of the congressmen and senators who have come over to our studio. First one is Joe Courtney. Thank you, Joe, for coming, of course. We also have Johanna Hayes. Okay, Congresswoman, thank you. We also have John Larson. John Larson, thank you very much for coming. We also have Jim Himes in the studio. Here's Mr. Jim Himes. Thank you for coming, Jim. We also have Rosa DeLauro. There she is, Rosa. Thank you, Rosa, for coming. Also, we have Richard Blumenthal. Richard Blumenthal, we got in touch with him just yesterday. As a matter of fact, into his Washington office. Hopefully, his aide will push this up the ladder. If not, don't worry. We will push it. And we have Mr. Chris Murphy. What we're going to do here is I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Congress people and senators, that as David Foster Wallace said, the truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you. And I want to show you this. You talk about the FAA all the time. The FAA. Well, in 2002, Boeing put out this bulletin for their suppliers. I know it's going to be tough. Thank you for sitting down, because you're going to need to sit down and buckle in. At least you're not flying. Anyway, in 2002, Boeing issued this supplier bulletin. And the bulletin basically breaks down to this, ladies and gentlemen, Congress people, senators. It says that if you are AS 9100 for aerospace, if you are accredited by ANSI ANAP because Boeing sits on their board as a member and director, and also sits on the management committee board of ANSI ANAB that can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. They call out ANSI ANAB on their supplier portal, and they also mention it now in that bulletin in 2002, and here it goes. They said that if you are AS 9100 certified under ANSI ANAP, that both federal agencies and corporations sit on their board. Okay, it's a 100-year-old company. ANSI is the American National Standards Institute. The American National Crediting Board has been around for a little bit of time. It said this: you send in your AS 9100. It's got to be ANSI ANAP accredited. You send in your parts, and Boeing does not have to do an on-site audit. For 22 years, they've been doing that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, on top of it, here goes the progressive resistance. When you hear these people talk about the FAA and Congress people and senators, I'm just going to tell you something. Here's a fact. Boeing was made an FAA regulator in 2009. They're probably going to try to discredit me, but we have the proof. We have everything that you want to know. And I just don't have it. I gave it to a couple of my friends as well. I don't want to end up like Mr. Burton there that, they think he killed himself. They don't know. They don't know. And he's right over here. Thank you very much, John Barlett, sorry. So anyway, you have this. And this states this, ladies and gentlemen, Congress people and senators, FAA increased the authority of Boeing's commercial airplanes division to self-certify its own aircraft. Now, this is from 2009. Authority extended to Boeing under the new system allows Boeing employees to perform tasks on behalf of the FAA that include oversight of testing and product standards, and this is where the MCAS system comes in, along with certification of aircraft technologies and new aircraft designs. Ladies and gentlemen, business owners, my fellow citizens, when you hear them mention the FAA, how can one regulator watch over another regulator? It is impossible. On top of it, you're sitting on an aircraft that may or may not have had one of their suppliers watched over by Boeing, sourced, inspected, so that this way you don't know whether that, right now, you don't know whether that part was manufactured in a bathtub, in a swamp, in the desert. You don't know that because by accepting just a piece of paper as a viable form of their quality, this doesn't show. You know what this shows? We have a word in the Yiddish part of quality, bupkis. That's what it shows, bupkis. 203-556-1493 or Daryl, TQRS @yahoo.com. I thank you.